Hey there, Bryant Cook, and today we are playing 4-color Living End. This is my good friend Ryan Wallagora's list that Ryan played to a second place finish in the Modern Showcase. This deck received a lot of really good upgrades with Kamigawa Neon Dynasty, starting with this first card, Boseiju Who Endures. Being a green-based combo deck, you'd think that there would be more of these, but Ryan actually found in testing that Otawara, that didn't enlarge. There we go. Otawara was the card that actually overperformed. So Ryan chose to play 2 copies of Otawara. But that's not all. We have Colossal Skyturtle replacing Brazen Borrower because Turtle is large and in charge. It's a huge creature. It puts itself to the graveyard for Living End, which is pretty different than going on an adventure where it doesn't play to your strategy. On top of that, Colossal Skyturtle can pay 3 to discard itself, much like the other mode, channel bit and all that good stuff, but it gets back either Charlotte's Agent or Violent Outburst in case your opponent ends up countering a Living End or something like that. So there's a lot of cool upgrades going on here. Other than that, this deck list is pretty stock, and I'm just excited to play it today. You all know how much I love cycling, and this deck gets to do that a lot. So hopefully you enjoyed the video as much as I love playing it. So I'll see you in match number 1. Don't go anywhere. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to click that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. That said, there's no better way of showing your support than becoming a member of this channel. You get sweet perks, and we get to keep making combo content. The perks get better and better each level you go up. They also stack. To start off, with our Storm Fan tier, you unlock our private members section of our Discord, which comes with a highlighted user profile and then some awesome badges and emotes for YouTube. Looking for Cyborg help? Become a Stormtrooper, our middle tier, for 2 Cyborg guides of your deck choice every single month, on top of 50% off donation decks. Did we mention you also get 10% off merchandise from our shop? With our top tier, the Combo Cabal, you get a free donation deck every single month, 15% off merchandise from our shop, early access to private deck lists, and the most valuable perk in my opinion, videos early. That's right, you heard it, early access to all videos. But maybe sweet perk, secret deck list, early access to videos isn't for you, but you'd still like to show your appreciation. Make sure to check out theepicstorm.com/shop for card singles and Storm swag. Please don't forget to use your membership discounts. Finally, if you want to see your combo deck here on this very YouTube channel, make sure to visit theepicstorm.com/donation decks, where all you have to do is attach your TXT file and pick a donation tier. With our Epic tier, you can even join me in a video to showcase your bold brew in person and explain the ins and outs of your strategy. Card availability won't be an issue due to our new sponsor, Card Hoarder. With Card Hoarder, renting is super easy. If you're looking to get into Magic Online, there isn't a better, more affordable solution than Card Hoarder. Fun fact, you can rent the Epic Storm for 7 tickets a week, which is just a great deal. There are many ways you can support us. Just pick whatever is best for you. In the meantime, let's play some Magic. Welcome to the first match. We're on the draw, and we have a terrific opening hand here. We're definitely going to keep this. I think the only criticism of this hand is that we only have 1 large creature to put to the graveyard. Okay, Bloodstained Mire. Carrion Feeder. Yeah, that's fine. Draw. The turtle. I wonder if I'm supposed to fetch here. It's probably best to fetch the Thin. I need to grab a green source so that way we can cast our Cascade spells. Whenever this deals combat damage to a player, put a 1/1 counter on it. Whenever it dies, deal that much to a target. Yeah, we can't force, creatures, so it is what it is. A red-black strategy. They already have the sacrifice outlet in play with the Carrion Feeder. We do have the Skyturtle to bounce the Butcher. Okay, so now we're going to go to 15 life. Grab a Breeding Pool, and let's cycle this Striped Riverwinder. Cycle. Picked up a Boseiju, okay. Draw. Alright, I'm going to play the Otawara. I want to try to not deal myself damage if possible. Pass the turn. Gravecrawler, okay. And another Butcher. So if everything goes according to plan for them, they would get to... I do think I'm supposed to turtle here. Bounce the Butcher. Okay, and I'm just going to hit F6. So we're going to take some damage. We'll take 4, going down to 9, and then this will go to the graveyard off living end. Draw. So I think I'm okay going down to 7 here. And I'm just going to play Charlotte's Agent. Okay, let's Cascade into Living End, the namesake of this deck. Yeah. So this is going to put the Dreadhorde Butcher to the graveyard, so they do get the trigger off that. Okay. Ooh, I forgot that if they sack their board. I did not consider that. But we do have a lot of creatures in play, which is pretty good. So we're at 5. If we let the Butchers hit us, we're probably just dead. And another Butcher. Do we have some sort of way of gaining life? I don't believe that we do. Okay. They have 1 card left in hand. Draw. Play the Steam Vents. I don't think I'm allowed to attack. I'm pretty sure I'm dead if I do. Think I just have to pass here, and there's a chance that I'm dead. If they swing out. Okay, so they can't attack with Gravecrawler now. So they're making their Gravecrawler into a giant creature. You got it. Alright, so let's cycle the Curator here. I'm not actually sure how I'm supposed to get out of this. And then we'll use the Waker. Put one of these cards to my hand. I guess the Curator of Mysteries. I don't really need another Shardless Agent. Draw. Okay, I wonder if I'm just supposed to hardcast the Curator here. Our opponent didn't attack us last turn, so that tells me that I can probably get in there with the turtle this turn and then possibly have lethal next turn. Pass. So if they swing out, I can block 4. Yeah, I have to be dead here. All they have to do is swing out. Okay, am I reading this incorrectly? No, like, I think I'm just dead if they swing out first. Okay. In fact, I might be dead even if they just attack with the 5 creatures they do have. So I can block 4 of these, so I take 1 from a Dreadhorde Butcher. And then this becomes a 2, and then they sack all 3 Butchers, and I'm exactly dead on board. Yeah, they realized it now. Okay, so let's move to blocks. Okay. I mean, there's nothing I can do here. As long as they don't mess this up, I should be dead. Alright. Now I'm at 2 and they just sacked the Butcher. Okay, so we did not win game number 1. Womp womp. So they are a black deck. We should probably expect Leyline of the Void. So let's bring in the Foundation Breakers. I don't know if we want Force of Vigor, if I'm being honest. We probably do, but I'm not entirely sure. Let's get rid of these Force of Negations, though. Those are not cards I'm interested in. I guess I should bring in Force of Vigor. Is Subtlety better than Grief? It might be. Like, Grief doesn't really seem like a great card to me in this matchup. Let's try this out. On the play for game number 2. Yeah, this seems sweet. Keep. Alright, Canal Pass. Stitcher Supplier. Goblin Bombardment. So this is just the Zombardment deck in Modern, which is pretty sweet. Alright, let's cycle the Curator. Maybe I was supposed to board an Endurance. It just dawned on me. Okay, let's pass. Well, that sucks. Yeah, Thoughtseize resolves. So they're likely going to take our Shardless Agent. And that's a feeder. I'm going to respond to this and use the Waker. If I hit a Cascade spell here, Turtle's pretty good because it gets back our Cascade spell. Do I want to Subtlety this? I think so. Okay. Next turn, I'm going to use Skyturtle to get back the Shardless Agent, and then the turn after that, we can Living End. Let's cycle the Street Wraith. Play Otawara and pass. The Butcher. So here we're going to take 2 going to 13. Yeah, if we manage to win this game, I think I'm going to board an Endurance for the following game. That was just an oversight on my part. Gravecrawler, sure. All right, so now we're going to use the regrowth effect on the Turtle to return. Force of Vigor. I think I'm willing to go to 11 here. Let's cycle the Architects of Will. Our opponent's seen enough. Love it. All right. So let's bring in the Endurance. That was just my bad. Maybe we take out the Subtleties or leave 1. Sure, let's try this. Ryan loved the Titanoth Rex, and I feel like I'm not allowed to board it out without upsetting Ryan, so we're going to keep it in our deck. I'm not sure if it's actually any good, but it makes Ryan happy. So we have an answer to Leyline. I think this is probably fine. Like, having a Living End isn't great, but... Alright, no Leyline. Stitcher Supplier. That was pretty good for them. Bloodghast. So... Yeah, that was extremely good for them. Alright, pass the turn. Maybe I should have Subtletied the Stitcher Supplier. Gravecrawler. Did you miss your land? Take 1. They did. They missed their land drop. Wow. Okay, so let's cycle the Striped Riverwinder here. Another Waker. The Turtle. So I think we're supposed to Waker waves. Sure. Like, I don't even know what you discard here. Like the Skyturtle, maybe? Interesting that they chose Foundation Breaker. Well, that would be why. Okay. I don't know what the plan is now. I think I'm still supposed to Waker. The question is, like, do I just, like, shock myself here for a green source? I don't think I can afford to. Alright, I'm gonna Subtlety. Or not Subtlety, Waker Waves. So we hit the Violent Outburst. I'm so far away from both colors. Alright. Draw. Living End number 2, classic. That was actually a terrible draw because my plan was to double Cascade spell, and that was just shut off by drawing the other Living End. And we can't suspend the hard way because we're not playing the filter land. Guess I just Waker, or whatever it's called, looking for a land here. Force of Vigor versus Botanical Sanctum. I think we have to take the Force of Vigor. Okay. So this is for 5, which puts me to 10. My window's closing pretty fast here. Yeah, in fact, I might be too slow already. Pitch the turtle. Oh, I could have subtletied that. Oh, no. I wanted to subtlety that. Damn. Okay, let's cycle the architects, I guess. I don't think I'm going to be able to pull this off. So we have 7 coming in, then a living end would actually just kill me with the, I guess it wouldn't kill me. Maybe I just approached the matchup wrong, I'm not sure. Draw. Alright, we're dead. 0 and 1. This one was probably my fault. I'm not going to pretend that it was the deck, but let's see if I can play better moving forward. If you haven't joined them already, I would recommend opening up our description down below and joining our 7 social media networks. They're each great in their own way, but I would strongly suggest joining our Discord server. In there, you will find others just like you looking to improve their Storm game and grow as a combo community. If you're a member of our YouTube channel, you should sync your account to Discord to unlock our private member section that has the latest and greatest deck lists, concepts, and much, much more. Let's get back to comboing out. Alright, another chance at redemption. I am 0 and 1. Let's see if we can, bounce back. I think that we keep this hand. It's pretty solid. We just need to find a cascade spell. Blooming Marsh. Alright, the Yawgmoth deck. Draw. A Riverwinder, pass the turn. Boseiju, okay, so we're going to take 1 from the Young Wolf here. Ouch. Wall of Roots. Let's cycle a Striped Riverwinder. Okay. Pass here. I think we just double cycle Riverwinders, and then if we... we're probably going to be able to cycle Street Wraith as well. Sure. Okay, so we go to 16. They missed a land drop. Let's cycle Striped Riverwinder. Curator, okay. Cycle Riverwinder. Grief, but we don't have a Cascade spell yet. And another Grief. Let's cycle Street Wraith, see if we can get lucky here. Nope. Okay. Let's grab Island. I'm just going to be lazy and cycle main phase. Cycle, cycle, cycle. There we go. Alright, I'm going to Grief them. Good grief. Alright, so we don't want to take any creatures or else those creatures will end up in play. So we're going to take the Quarter Calling. And I'm just going to cycle Architects. Okay, so next turn we can, put a living in on the stack, hopefully. So they played the Strangler Rootgeist. So we know that they have Yawgmoth and 1 unknown. We take 5 here, going to 8. Draw. Living End. I could Grief them. I guess it's sort of free. Even if we hit the Yawgmoth, it's not the end of the world. So if I take the... Will these come back? They would come back. So I guess this... I don't know. They could cast it next turn. It doesn't really matter. Alright, I'm just going to Violent Outburst now. Okay. Target them. All right, tons of abilities on the stack. Okay. Think we want the Skyturtle on top. Discard the Yawgmoth. Done. Sorry, this is taking a while. I'm not used to doing this many triggers. I'm a noob. If you couldn't tell by my play in the first match. This deck is so sweet. Okay. The turtle. Bounce the Blood Artist. And the opponent's had enough, so we're going to game number 2. Once again, I think we probably need Foundation Breakers and Force of Vigors. I don't know if we want Endurance versus the Yawgmoth deck. It does mess with their Undying stuff, so it's a possibility. I'm just not sure. I don't think we want Force of Negation. Sorry, Titan Othrax, I think you need to go to the sideboard. Now we're 2 over. What if we just like split Grief and Endurance? That seems pretty reasonable to me. Game 2. We've opened up a Living End, which is a little bit awkward, but I think the rest of this hand is just fine. Okay, no Leyline. Big fan. Huge fan of no Leyline. Is this the life of playing this deck? Is like every single game you're like, please no Leyline, please no Leyline, please no Leyline. Draw. All right, pass the turn. Are you getting in there with a Hierarch? Ouch. 19, teaching me a lesson. I like it. And another Hierarch. I wouldn't be surprised if our opponent mulliganed to Endurance. Cycle. Another Riverwinder. Draw. Pass, and then on their unstep, we'll just Waker of Waves. Okay, our opponent's playing Thoughtseize. That's fine. We just let this resolve. I think the correct pick here is the Waker of Waves, but I'm not entirely sure. Striped Riverwinder. Sure. Why not? Alright, they definitely have Endurance in hand. That was a hard tell that, hey, I have Endurance, no green card. So that's fine. We can Waker, find a Cascade spell, let them Endurance, and then cycle Street Wraiths. I would have liked that Grief, but it's fine. Draw. Let's see if they cast the Endurance here. What could go wrong? Yes, you should end step your Endurance. It's happening! The sickening! It's happening! Alright, so we'll let Endurance resolve, because we want to put the Endurance to the graveyard. And now we're going to cycle Street Wraith. Cycle Street Wraith. And now we Living End. And a Concession. 1-1. That was much better than the first round. Round 3 coming up. Playing your favorite combo deck in Paper just got so much easier with the Epic Storm Mini Token Pack. You can pick one up at theepicstorm.com/shop for $13. It includes 64 double-sided mini tokens. That's 128 tokens total. And they include 10 black, 10 blue, 10 red, 5 green, 5 white, 3 colorless, 20 storm counters. That means that you can count your way all the way up to 20 for Grape Shot, everyone's favorite Stormwind condition, a Galvanic Relay Exile Indicator, 4 treasure tokens for Strike It Rich, and then 10 monk tokens for our vintage friends. It also has Slime Time Live, 8 Progenitor Ooze tokens with the power and toughness already built in to make playing in Paper so much easier. No fumbling around with dice. we've got you covered. Make sure to go grab those if you're playing Modern. And then Squirrels versus Goblins, Chatterstorm versus Empty the Warrens, the Battle of the Ages. You definitely need 20 Squirrel tokens and 20 Goblin tokens. You're going to love this mini token pack, I promise. And once again, you can grab that at theepicstorm.com/shop. Match 3, our opponents reveal the Gigantha. Once again, we've opened up Leyline, Living End. I'm just obsessed with Leylines today. Please forgive me. I think we keep this, though. Leyline's on the brain. Okay. Sure. Draw. Ragavan's a little bit annoying. Triggers. Violent Outburst, you son of a gun. Okay. Ooh. Got a little bit of spice over there. Oh, this is the Anvil deck. I might be dead pretty quickly here. Cycle a Riverwinder? I don't know. So we had a Cascade spell. I can't cycle off that, so I think I'm supposed to play the turn. Okay. Dying very quickly. So we're going to 9 here. Goblin Engineer, okay. What does this do? Doubles, okay. So we're going to go to 8. Uh-oh. I guess we're going to 6. I don't know if I'll be dead here. I'm probably going to be close, but not quite if I had to take a wild guess. Let's cycle the Curator. And then Riverwinder. Okay, draw. Play the Boseiju. Shardless. Living End. Okay. I'm at 6. I have to imagine that I'm going to be dead soon. Sure. I'm at 4. This Disciple of the Vault is certainly doing work. Okay. Yeah, I mean, we're just dead here. There wasn't a whole lot that I could have done. Ouch. So I wonder if you're supposed to board in Leyline for the Disciple, but the cat says each opponent, and I'm pretty sure Anvil also says each opponent. So I don't know if I love that. Grief seems terrible, though. Let's get rid of that. Force of Negation is probably fine. Shaven Architect, maybe. Wonder if I also just want, like, Endurance here. Alright, I'm going to try this. Game 2. Okay, Gigantha revealed again. So that means no ley lines. Not that the Force of Vigors are dead cards, but they might have something else. It's just not leyline. And maybe I should have realized that when they had Gigantha that they might not even have that card in their sideboard anyway. I think we keep this, but it's a little sketchy, and I am so good at opening up Living Ends in my hand. And I think it's a little bit sketchy because, like Cycle Storm, you want a density of creatures, and right now we just have the Lone Striped Riverwinder. Blood Crypt. Old Rags. Sure. Alright, let's cycle this Striped Riverwinder, see if we can hit Endurance. Okay. So we can't use the Endurance quite yet, unfortunately. I mean, I could. I would just have to lose my Violent Outburst, and I don't think that's worth it. Alright, so Ragavan connects. Striped Riverwinder. Alright, we're going to force the Anvil. Bobble. Ah, that's annoying. We don't have a stomping ground, which is actually something I'd like right now. I think I just have to take the steam vents. Draw. Pass, and then I guess I can block the block the Ragavan with the endurance. Hiya! Alright, block Rags. Goblin Engineer. The Anvil, okay. Grabbing a Squirrel, what does that do? Whenever you sacrifice an artifact or creature, put a 1/1 counter on it. Sure. I feel like I'm so far behind this game. Draw. I think I'm supposed to try to Boseiju the Spell Bomb, but I'm not even sure if that matters. I just have to pass the turn here. Synthesizer. Yep. Ragavan's back. I'm going to attempt to blow up the Nile Spell Bomb with the Boseiju who endures. Alright, draw. Oh no, I am so good at drawing living ends. Pass the turn. Oh, I just realized with the engineer. Oh, that was stupid. I've lost this game. I'm not winning. My bad. Okay. There's no point to me even casting the Violent Outburst. I don't know if I'm supposed to sit here and just like allow everyone to watch me lose slowly or if I should just concede. Because I don't think I can win this. We drew one creature that puts itself to the graveyard. And our opponent has us on Spellbomb lockdown. Okay. Draw. I don't know what I'm doing anymore, but let's just cast a Living End. Play Living End. And they're doing the Spellbomb thing, so we are not going to get a Striped Riverwinder. Ooh, that we are getting a Striped Riverwinder. That's interesting. This just became a lot more interesting than I thought now that I get to have a 5/5. Are you saying there's a chance? The Squirrel's back. Gigantha to hand. Yikes. Disciple. Draw. I don't know what I'm doing. Alright, so we're going to pass here. I'll move the sideboard. I know that there's a spell bomb back there, but you, the viewer, might not realize. Alright, so another Disciple. We know that their last card is a Gigantha. Okay. Activating Den of the Bugbear. Maybe I'll draw like Colossal Skyturtle or something. Foundation Breaker. We're going to take 5 down to 10. I just don't know how I'm going to win this. It seems impossible. We don't have a 4th Living End, so even if I Foundation Breakered and then responded with the Violent Outburst, it doesn't have a Living End to get. I'm just going to go to the next match. I'm wasting time. 1 and 2. Hey, you're still watching. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe. If you're looking to make a purchase from Card Hoarder, TCG Player, or Amazon and are looking to support us, you can open up our description down below, and in there you will find our affiliate links. Those same links are found on the homepage of the Epic Storm. But that's not all. We've included a Card Hoarder button on our website that will load the Epic Storm in your Card Hoarder cart
to make life simple for you.
All right. It's been a tough one so far. I want to bounce back and get these next two. Can we do it? This seems fine to me. The previous few times that I've played this deck, I've ran over my opponents. So maybe I just need to suck it up now that I faced a little bit of adversity and just figure out how to win. But it seemed like I was just trapped in those matches, and I didn't love that. Scalding Tarn. Is this the blue-red Murktide deck? Nope. Ragavan. Let's cycle the Architects. Alright, did not need land, admittedly. Okay, draw. I'm gonna fetch. Get a Steam Vents, go to 17. Let's cycle Straight Wraith going to 15. And I'm just gonna be lazy and Waker Waves now. Guess I take the Architects. No Cascade spell quite yet. Straight Wraith. Is this Shadow without a... This has got to be Shadow. Joke's on you. My hand sucks. Okay. So Ragavan gets in there. Theoretically, they could have turned to Murktide Regent here. But we could just bounce it. Why would you hit my Shardless Agent like that, you monster? When it's down to 8. Legend Roll Ragavan, I love it. Okay. Good deal. Draw. I think I just slammed the Violent Outburst here. If they get me on a Stubborn Denial, kudos. But it's better than them having like Drawn in the lockup. And a lot of lists don't even play main deck Stubborn Denial anymore. Where like Drawn in the lock is at least was in a bunch of those lists. And now they look like a genius, by the way, for Legend ruling their Ragavan. So they also get a bunch of Street Wraiths here. Okay, target us. Our opponent's attempting to pay costs. I don't know what they're killing here. Grief? Sure. Okay, so this is us looking at our own deck, and they conceded out of boredom. That's fine. Sure. So we're facing Shadow. Probably want ley lines here, because they're a deck that typically plays a lot of discard, but also Nile Spellbomb, and Leyline beats both. I don't think we need Force Negation. I don't know if I hate Foundation Breaker either. Like, this is definitely not a... Grief might be fine, actually. It does hit their counters. Maybe I just don't board in Foundation Breaker? Let's try this out. Like, we have 2 Colossal Skyturtle, we have Boseiju, we have Otawaras. This might just be fine. If I was playing on my own, though, I'd probably wouldn't be playing the Titanoth Rex or whatever the hell it's called, but I'd probably be playing a 3rd Skyturtle or the 4th Waker, personally. This hand seems fine to me. We just need lands. Bobble! Looted Delta, okay. Shock, shock, shock. Looks like Ragavan's gonna be following. There it is. So they draw off Bobble. Crazy, we drew a land. Do I want to grief them? I think I do. Put a Street Wraith here. I don't even know if I care about the Inquisition. So I think we take Expressive Iteration because our opponent's so likely on their turn to play double Channeler into Inquisition, only to look at double Shardless, and then we can Living End to Wrath them. Okay, so Ragavan connects. We go to 18. I guess I didn't want to draw that, so that worked out. Channeler. Channeler. And then they'll Inquisition here. They have to take a Shardless Agent. And then we have 2 looks to find land 3 for our Living End. They're not playing Inquisition, huh? Okay. Cycle. I wonder if that means that they drew like a Spell Pierce or something. Cycle Street Wraith down to 12. I imagine that helps a lot with getting Delirium. Inquisition on the stack, but we are waiting for some Surveil triggers to resolve. Opponent has 2 unknown cards. We have to discard a Shardless Agent here. Alright, so we're taking 8 going down to 10. Our opponent gets our top card. And then let's see what they do with the rest of their mana. Waker of Waves. 1 unknown card. I don't know why, but I have a feeling, and this just might be me being crazy, that they have like a 1 mana interaction piece based on how they played last turn. Alright, well, I'm going to cycle this down to 8. I don't think I really have the luxury of waiting. Draw. I mean, if they have it, and I'm dead. I guess that's not true. I could technically block the Ragavan. Cast the Living End. Alright. So we're hoping to live and to be able to untap and draw into another Cascade effect. And I don't think I have another basic island to fetch, so I don't think I can Cycle Stripe Riverwinder into a Cascade effect either. So we block and then go to 2. Okay. Draw. We did it. I'm gonna go to 1, see if I have a cycling, whatever. I don't know why I said cycling. I meant untap land, but I don't. So I'm gonna cast the Violent Outburst in their upkeep. My opponent just GG'd me. I don't know if they meant it in a bad way or not, but I'm gonna cast this Outburst now. And then this way their creatures can't attack me this turn. Cast the Living End. Alright, so Living End resolves. How about that? Good grief. Get out of here, Murktide. And then we can Architects them to make sure that they don't draw into a burn spell to kill us here. Do I have a flying creature? I have a Curator, so I could give them Channeler here. I don't want to give them Expressive, so that's definitely going on the bottom. So the question is if I give them Channeler or Shadow. And I think I honestly just give them Shadow. I think it's the less scary threat at the moment. Okay, draw. I'm going to cycle the Riverwinder. That can go on the bottom. Draw. So if I play this Boseiju, I'm 2 mana off of hardcasting the Waker. Alright, let's move to combat. And I can swing at the Street Wraith and the Curator, and they'll go to 5. And then I think the best play is to just play Shardless Agent, but don't cast Living End. Well, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I could shuffle their deck so that way they don't draw a flying blocker, and then they're dead on board. Unless they draw a burn spell. Or a removal spell. I'm just trying to think through this. Okay, I think it's still just best to play the agent here. Okay, so even though they're getting a flying blocker, they're still dead on board, I believe. And now our opponent's salting in chat about how skilled my deck is. I mean, you're playing Shadow. Get off your high horse. Like, it's not like, yes, they're skilled at playing all Magic decks. I'm aware, but like decks like Shadow just have all of the best cards in the format. Like, yes, there's some synergies in there with like street rates and stuff, but for the most part, your deck is like Ragavan, one of the most broken creatures ever printed. Dragon's Rage Channeler, a card that is just underneath power level of Ragavan. Murktide Regent. You're playing a 1-mana 8/8. Like, come on. Oh, I also play Thoughtseize, like another like insanely busted card. I'm done. Okay, so we just block, keep the grief back. And our opponent is dead on board. Okay, let's get in there. Swing out. And we won. Woot woot. We are 2-2. 1 round left to go. Love beating Salty Shadow players. Get out of here. Round 5 coming up. If you're looking for more great Magic the Gathering content, definitely check out the Eternal Glory podcast. It is myself, Bryant Cook, alongside Brian Koval and Phil Gallagher. We primarily discuss Legacy. That said, a lot of what we talk about transcends all formats. We're available on all major podcast platforms. The 5th and final match, we're on the draw. I've opened up Living End again, but at least this time it pitches to Grief. Forest. Is this Titan? I'm not sure. Alright, so let's just start off by evoking this Living End away. It's the Yawgmoth deck again? Well, I guess I know that I'm getting rid of this Endurance. Okay. Just gonna be lazy and cycle the Riverwinder now. And another Riverwinder. They play the Forest and then probably the Wall of Roots. Nope, Strangler Rootgeist, okay. Ouch, 18 draw. Another Grief. I don't feel pressured to play this. I think I just want to keep on cycling. Let's cycle the Riverwinder. Okay. Cycle Architects. So we have 1 Living End left. Let's do this, I guess. Wall of Roots. I'm certainly not putting the Yawgmoth to the graveyard. What are the odds I draw the 3rd Living End here? Like 95%? 100%? Alright, we didn't do it. So let's, cast that last Living End, I suppose. Good deal. Please Endurance me. Hey, so now there's another Living End in my deck. Just in case. Ooh, the Titan. So we can cycle and give something trampled. Not that it's actually ever going to be relevant, but maybe it'll make Ryan happy. Goodbye, Yawgmoth. No targets. And the Shardless Agent. Pass the turn. Wooch wooch. Up a game over the Black-Green Yawgmoth deck. I wonder if I should try to sideboard a little less aggressively this time. Like, maybe I only board in 4 cards. Like, maybe I just do this. Like, if... I could be wrong. I think that their only hate might be Endurance. And if that's the case, maybe Subtlety's all we really need. It's been a while since I've played this deck. Like, the last time I played this deck was the last time I recorded with it, which I think was around the time of New Year's. Don't quote me on that. I didn't fact check it, but I believe that's accurate. This hand seems fine. Verdant Catacombs pass. Okay, so this is a hand where we get to go turn 1 Riverwinder, turn 2 double Riverwinder, turn 3 Living End. Pretty exciting. 15 hexproof power. Nothing off the forest, so that's pretty interesting. Yawgmoth. Wall of Roots. And it looks like they're passing. Cycle Strike Riverwinder. Grief. Okay, so let's cycle Grief on our main phase, looking to possibly draw into a black card to pitch. Alright, cycle this Riverwinder. Cycle Riverwinder. No dice. I do wonder if I should wait on the Grief, or wait to play the Cascade spell until I can Grief, because if I just don't want to get blown out by Endurance. 3 mana. Well, that's certainly a card that I wasn't expecting. They're gonna name Living End. I guess he got me. Should I really be boarding in ley lines for that? Like, I guess I could leave in Force. I think Force is probably better. I can't believe I lost that card. Let's get the Titan out of here. Get rid of the Foundation Breaker. Alright, I'm going to try shaving down on Waker of Waves. Maybe that's not the right move. I don't know what else to do here. It seems like everything else is, like, incredibly vital. Sure. I think the hardest thing about this deck is knowing how to sideboard. Like, it is an incredibly difficult deck to sideboard with. Okay, let's evoke the Grief. Let's get rid of that Necromentia. And pass the turn. Twilight Mire. So we can cycle the Curator here, which is the second creature in our graveyard. It'd be nice if I could keep up Subtlety, but I'm not sure if I'm going to have that luxury. Picking up the land there was really nice. Let's just go straight to 15. Because if I cycle Striped Riverwinder into something, I want to have that up. And I don't want to do it main phase because, well, I don't want to play into Graveyard Hate, but also I want to keep the Subtlety open if I need it. 2 black mana. That stings. Okay, good draw. Alright, cycle the Riverwinder. Grief. I think we just passed the turn here. You could have shocked, but I know my opponent's hand, unless they draw like another Thoughtseize or something, and then I can just alt-cast the Force of Negation. It wouldn't be the end of the world. Land 3. Is this the Strangler Rootgeist? What's going on here? It is. So we're going to 13, and I need to draw another Cascade spell. Speaking of the devil. We even have Subtlety if our opponent has Endurance here. Shardless Agent. Living End. Let's just take the Evolution, I guess. And I feel like we're definitely in the driver's seat now. Opponent plays Forest. Essence Warden is fine. Who cares? It's a 1/1. We know that their last card is a Yavimaya. I'm going to Subtlety that. They put Young Wolf on the bottom. So we know that their last card is the Yavimaya. I have no need to play the Grief. Let's attack. It is an illegal block. You cannot do that. Okay. Opponent is at 5. I'm not sure what draw gets them out of this, but maybe there's something. There's the Yavimaya, one unknown card. And a concession. So we finished this league 3-2. I'm fine with that, especially considering how poorly I played match number 1. Would I make any changes? Ryan, I don't mean to break your heart. I don't think that this card is actually what this deck wants. I could see Waker of Waves number 4. I could see Skyturtle number 3, a Brazen Borrower, something. I just don't know if I think that Titan, the Dinosaur Beast, is correct. So hopefully everyone enjoyed this video. I'm sorry that it wasn't exactly a perfect video. I didn't play that well. It happens. But hopefully you found at least something funny or entertaining. Whatever. Thank you for watching. I do appreciate it. Keep storming and have a terrific day. Hey, Bryant Cook here. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, but also follow the social media channels down below. If you want to support this content directly, I would recommend going to theepicstorm.com/shop. And if you need a little bit of assistance with the Epic Storm to get to that next level, I would recommend going to theepicstorm.com/tutoring. Don't worry, there's more great content coming right up.